Hi friends, today I would like to talk on how do we handle Chinese, their aggression and transgression into Indian territories. So before I go into that, first I would like to start with a small database points, like how much are we importing every month from China. If I look at the data, we are importing almost on an average 45,000 crore rupees worth of goods from China per month, and we are selling them around 10,000 crore worth of goods. So on average 35,000 crore rupees per month extra we are importing from China. Point one. Second, if we look more into this data, what are we importing more? So out of that total import that we do from China, 47% of that is from electronic and communication goods. It could be mobile, it could be Wi-Fi routers, it could be anything else, it could be chips, it could be transistors, it could be anything else. And what we export mostly to China are like iron ores, minerals which they need for their industries, for example, anything that they need for their industries. And also if we look at China is not our highest exporter. The highest amount of export that we do is to US, and China is on the third rank. So if we look at how US is handling the trade deficit with China, we could also use a similar way. We can charge extra tariffs on Chinese goods. For example, all these electronic goods which come, the government can start charging them. All these, for example, plastic goods like toys and all, they can start charging taxes. Now since we are in WTO, we cannot charge them import duties, right? But what I feel we can charge on them is pollution, because all these mobiles which come, all these electronic equipments which come over a period of 1 year or 2 year or 3 years, they turn into e-waste and are going to be treated by India and are going to be basically India's problem to handle. So why do we have to take care of a waste generated in some other country? We should charge them for pollution tax. Another way that we could do is, this I think would be a biggest way in which the government can handle China, if they because they are not going to listen and let go of our territories. And secondly, if we ask like, okay, that is what the government has to do, what do we do on our personal level? So on our personal level, I think, for example, if we can postpone, say, our buying of electronic equipments, it could be a Wi-Fi router, it could be a mobile phone, it could be something else, it could be a microwave. If we can postpone these things for, say, a few months, for example, even now the China's economy has not come up to its full swing. If we can delay that, that would harm them. Second thing that we can do is we can buy Indian products, but we have to be careful. For example, the Chinese people are sending boycott China caps to India to wear, and that's the irony of it. So what we could do is, for example, the Ganesh Murtis, many of them are getting made in China and they're coming to India, the small ones especially, the glass ones. So we have to look into all these things and try to buy the one which are made in India. When we buy something, we can look at the tag, if they are made in India, and then buy it. It could be, it could be a little costly, but that would be a sacrifice which people could do. Another thing which I think the government could do is, incentivize Indian manufacturers, to make things in India. For example, I think 2 days back, even Narendra Modi and Gadkari, they said that even the spoon that we eat in, or the chamchas, they are made in China. So that is the level of things that China is making for us. We are not even able to compete with China in making a spoon. Government should look at how we can incentivize it. Another thing that the government could do is, we have huge population. We are second highest population. So we have workforce, and if you look at it, Indian workforce is still younger than the Chinese workforce. So if the government could look at developing and using these workforce, for example, belts, for example, the South India, they have a lot of IT industry. maybe the belts which don't have IT industry, where there is high unemployment, government could look at developing these belts for industry. For example, coal is mined mostly in Jharkhand and Bihar, Odisha. Government could develop West Bengal. Government could develop these areas as manufacturing hubs. A lot of things can be done, and that is how I think we could handle the Chinese aggression, if we hit them on their economy, but not by uninstalling TikTok, because that is just not a solution. That is not even going to make a dent on the Chinese economy. Yeah, thank you. So please do think about it, and if you have any suggestions from your side, do comment below and do subscribe to the channel. Thank you.